poisoned my victims, turned them into soap and cookies, and distributed them in the neighborhood. I am Leonarda Cianciulli, better known as the soap maker of Carezio. I was born on November 14, 1893, in Montella, Italy. At the age of 21, I married Raffaele Pencaldi, with whom I had 4 children. However, as my unemployed husband became an alcoholic over the years, I left him. But that was not to be my only fate. When my favorite child and eldest son, Giuseppe, was drafted into military service, I couldn't find peace out of fear. I developed a secret and gruesome plan that involved sacrificing human victims to protect my son from any harm that awaited him in the war. Fortune-telling and tarot cards were the perfect way to lure future victims. I decided to act and invited friends from the neighborhood for tea and cake. My first victim was my friend Faustina Setti. When she came by one day, I offered her a glass of wine. In that glass, I had dissolved sleeping pills. Once Faustina fell asleep, I took an axe and dismembered her body into 9 pieces. I threw the pieces into a cauldron, added 7 kilograms of sodium hydroxide, and stirred until a dark, thick liquid mass formed. From that, I made a soap that I later sold in my small shop. With the victim's blood, I waited for it to clot and dried it in the oven. Then I mixed it with flour, sugar, and star anise. I baked plenty of crispy cookies, which I distributed to the next guests and visitors. My children and I also ate them. In the same manner, I later killed my other 2 friends before processing their bodies. Again, I distributed soap pieces and cookies as gifts to neighbors and acquaintances. However, when the sister of my last victim became concerned about her sister's whereabouts, she turned to the police. Since she was last seen near my house, the police eventually searched the house, where they found the victim's jewelry. I was arrested and sentenced to 30 years in prison and an additional 3 years in a facility for mentally disabled individuals after confessing. I served only 24 years of this sentence because on October 15, 1970, at the age of 77, I died in Popeswally prison after suffering a stroke. Some items, such as the axe and cauldron used as murder weapons and tools, are still on display in the Criminal Museum in Rome.
I have killed many people and used their meat to make hamburgers for sale on the streets. My name is Joseph Ray Miffen. Welcome to my cruel world. I was born in 1955 in Baltimore, USA, and have 5 siblings. My father was an alcoholic who died in a car accident. My mother works very hard. I have to work overtime. When I was 18 years old, I became a drug addict and lived with other drug addicts on the streets. In 1994, when my wife became addicted to cocaine, she left me and our son and eloped with another man. I searched for her everywhere, and in a fit of rage, I killed 2 innocent beggars with an axe near the place where I had previously killed someone. I encountered 2 other women, but they couldn't provide any information about my wife either. Therefore, I strangled them with an extension cord and buried their bodies. While doing that, an old fisherman in Rio looked in my direction. I killed him too. That night, 2 years later in November 1996, I killed 5 people within approximately 7 hours. I met a woman named Kimberly Spencer. I stabbed her with a knife because she refused to sleep with me. I cut her body into pieces and threw it into a meat grinder. During the same week, I organized a dinner in my trailer selling hamburgers. I mixed pork, beef, and human meat together. No one noticed the difference in taste. Many people said those were the best burgers. Everything went smoothly until my special meat ran out. 1 month later, on December 8th, I found a new victim, a couple. We stayed in my trailer for a while. When I tried to undress the woman, she fiercely resisted and screamed. She escaped through the window and informed the police. I started packing my things. I knew the police would come and catch me, but when I tried to escape, it was too late. When I was arrested in February 2016, I confessed to all my crimes. I had killed 13 people, but evidence of conviction was found only at 2 crime scenes. On August 4th, I was found dead in a cell.